Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join the crew. Today, I've got something wild for you, a super creepy story sent in by one of you awesome followers. When I read it, I legit got goosebumps. It's about a bizarre experience during a camping trip that turned into something straight out of a horror movie. You do not want to miss this. Before we jump in, huge shout out to everyone who's been sending in their stories. Seriously, thank you. You guys are the reason this series exists, and I love reading every single one. If you've got a spooky story of your own, paranormal, weird, unexplainable, whatever it is, send it my way. You might just hear it featured right here on the channel. Now grab a snack, get comfy, and let's get into it. And hey, if you love a good creepy story, don't forget to smash that like button.
So, this follower who asked to stay anonymous, let's call them Alex for the story, sent me this email a few days ago. They said they've been watching the channel for a while and finally decided to share something that happened to them last summer. Alex wrote that they still think about this experience all the time and haven't been able to explain it. They're super curious to hear what you all think, so make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments. All right, let me set the scene for you. This all went down in a remote forest a few hours from their city during a camping trip with friends. Sounds like a fun time, right? Well, not for long.
Alex and 4 of their friends decided to go camping in this forest they'd heard about online. It was one of those places that's off the beaten path. No cell service, no nearby towns, just trees and silence. They were all about adventure, so they thought, why not? Let's go explore. They packed their gear, tents, food, a couple of flashlights, and drove out there for a weekend getaway. Alex said the drive was already a bit creepy because the road to the forest was narrow and winding, with thick trees blocking out the sunlight. By the time they got to the campsite, it was late afternoon, and the place felt off. Like it was too quiet. No birds, no wind, just this heavy stillness. They set up their tents in a small clearing and started a campfire as the sun went down. Everyone was joking around, roasting marshmallows, telling dumb ghost stories, typical camping vibes. But Alex said they couldn't shake this weird feeling, like they were being watched. They kept glancing at the trees, expecting to see something, but it was just darkness. Around 10 p.m., things took a turn. One of their friends, Sarah, suddenly stopped talking mid-sentence and, "Did you guys hear that?" Everyone froze. There was this faint crunching sound like footsteps on dry leaves coming from the woods. At first, they thought it might be an animal, maybe a deer or a fox, right? But the footsteps were slow and deliberate, like someone was walking carefully. Alex said it sounded human, but they couldn't be sure. The group huddled closer to the fire, shining their flashlights into the trees, but the light didn't reach far. The footsteps stopped for a bit, then started again, closer this time. Sarah was freaking out, saying they should pack up and leave, but the others tried to stay calm, saying it was probably nothing. Alex, being the brave one, grabbed a flashlight and said, "I'm going to check it out." Their friends were like, "Are you crazy?" But Alex was determined. So Alex heads into the woods alone, flashlight in hand, heart pounding. They said the air felt colder the deeper they went, and that feeling of being watched got stronger. They called out, "Hello, is anyone there?" but got no answer, just their own voice echoing back. Then, about 20 feet from the campsite, they saw it, a tall, dark shadow moving between the trees. It wasn't clear like a person, but it was definitely something. Alex froze, shining the flashlight right at it, but the second the light hit, the shadow was gone. Poof, like it was never there. Now Alex was spooked, but tried to stay rational. Maybe it was a trick of the light or their imagination running wild. They turned to head back, but then they heard it again. Those slow, crunching footsteps. This time right behind them. They spun around, flashlight shaking, but saw nothing. At this point, Alex bolted back to the campsite, yelling for their friends. When they got back, they were pale as a ghost, rambling about a shadow and footsteps. Their friends didn't believe them, saying they were just scared and imagining things. One guy, Mike, even laughed and said, "You've been watching too many horror movies, Alex." The group decided to stay the night since it was too dark to drive back. They put out the fire and crammed into one tent trying to sleep. But Alex said no one really slept.
Every little sound, every twig snap had them on edge. The next morning, they woke up to pack up and get out of there. That's when they found something that made their blood run cold. Right outside their tent, in the dirt, were large footprints. These weren't normal footprints. They were too big to belong to any of them, and they didn't look like animal tracks either. The weirdest part, the footprints led from the woods to the tent, and then just stopped. Like whatever made them disappeared into thin air.
Okay, pause.
How creepy is that?
Alex said they all stood there, staring at those footprints, trying to come up with an explanation. Was it a prank, a bear, some random person in the woods? But nothing added up. They grabbed their stuff and got out of there as fast as they could. Alex wrote in the email that they still have nightmares about that shadow and those footprints. They've tried researching the area, but there's no record of anything strange happening there. They're dying to know what you all think. Was it a person stalking them? Some kind of animal or something supernatural? Drop your theories in the comments because I'm curious too. And here's the cool part. Alex said they love the channel and want to hear more of your stories. So if you've got something wild that's happened to you, whether it's creepy like this, funny, or just plain bizarre, send it to the page's email. Insert email address or contact link here. I read every single one, and your story could be the next one I share in a video. Imagine seeing your experience right here on the channel. All right, that's it for today's story. Big shout out to Alex for sharing that spine-chilling experience. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments what you think was out there in those woods. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a video. And seriously, check your email. Dig up that weird story you've been meaning to share and send it to Medium. I can't wait to read what you guys come up with next. Stay awesome, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.